Have you ever felt like your job is slowly becoming unbearable, but you can't quite put your finger on why? It's possible that you're experiencing a phenomenon known as quiet firing. This isn't just some buzzword or conspiracy theory. It's a real and growing issue in workplaces across the country. According to a 2025 survey conducted by HR Tech, https hrtechedge.com/quiet firing rises in 2025. A staggering 53% of U.S. employers admit to using quiet firing tactics. And if that doesn't grab your attention, consider this. Nearly half of 20,000 professionals surveyed on LinkedIn, https://linkedin.com/quiet firing victim HR trend employee benefit news. At its core, it's when an employer subtly pressures an employee to leave by making their work environment stagnant, isolating, or unfulfilling, essentially pushing them out without formally terminating them. Quiet firing has been around for years, explains Edwin Ayawazian, managing attorney at Lawyers for Justice. Calljustice.com/Keem/Edwin Ayawazian. The difference now is that people are finally paying attention. We reached out to 6 experts in human resources and career development to break down the telltale signs of quiet firing, and more importantly, how to protect yourself if you suspect it's happening to you. Let's dive into the 5 most common indicators. 1. Sudden exclusion from meetings. One of the first red flags? Being left out of meetings where you once played a key role. Imagine showing up to work one day only to realize that decisions are being made without you, or worse, projects are moving forward without your input. This kind of exclusion isn't accidental, says Jason Walker, PsyD, PhD, Program Director and Associate Professor of Industrial Organizational and Applied Psychology at Adler University, http://www.alfredadler.edu. It's avoidance masquerading as management. For example, you might notice communication threads drying up, or colleagues no longer looping you into discussions about upcoming initiatives. These subtle shifts can make you feel invisible and disconnected from your team. Number 2, unexplained changes in responsibilities. Another warning sign is a sudden shift in your workload. This could mean being overloaded with impossible tasks or relegated to menial duties that don't align with your skills. Think of it as a form of workplace gaslighting, Walker adds. You may be handed unreasonable goals or given vague instructions designed to set you up for failure. Wenda Smith, Head of People Operations at Bamboo HR, https://www.bamboohr.com, agrees. While shifting responsibilities aren't always malicious, how they're communicated matters, she explains. If your manager can't provide a clear reason for the change or avoids answering altogether, that's cause for concern. 3. Withdrawal of support. A less obvious but equally damaging tactic is the gradual withdrawal of support. Maybe your manager used to check in regularly, offering guidance and encouragement, but now, those interactions have all but disappeared. When support evaporates, employees often feel abandoned, Smith says. They start doubting their abilities and questioning whether they belong in the organization. Over time, this lack of support can create an unbearable work environment, prompting the employee to quit. 4. Stalled career development. Remember those one-on-one meetings where you discussed long-term goals and potential promotions? If they suddenly become cursory or non-existent, it could be another sign of quiet firing. Your career growth grinds to a halt, Walker notes. Promotions and raises vanish without explanation, leaving you stuck in neutral. In some cases, this stagnation can persist for months or even years. 5. Policy-driven tactics, like return-to-office mandates. Here's where things get controversial. Some companies use broader policies, such as return-to-office (RTO) mandates, as tools for quiet firing. While many organizations frame RTO as a way to boost collaboration, research suggests otherwise. According to data collected by Smith's team at Bamboo HR, https www.bamboohr, Data at Work, Data Stories 2024, Return to Office, 37% of managers, directors, and executives believe layoffs occurred because fewer employees than expected resigned during the RTO process. Additionally, 25% of VP and C-suite leaders and 18% of HR professionals hoped for voluntary turnover during this period. The ripple effects of these tactics can be morale plummets, culture suffers, and top talent walks out the door. Research also shows that nearly 45% of employees who experienced an RTO lost valuable colleagues along the way. Why employers resort to quiet firing? The reasons behind quiet firing vary, but cost-cutting and risk avoidance are two major factors. Some companies use it to weed out underperformers, while others do it to dodge the financial and legal implications of formal layoffs. Smith explains. Ariane Mercedes, founder of Revamped, https, adds that increased scrutiny of corporate practices has made quiet firing an attractive option for employers looking to avoid severance payouts and lawsuits. Remote and hybrid work arrangements have further enabled this trend. Joe Galvin, Chief Research Officer at Vistage Worldwide, Inc., wants comparison, points out that reduced face-to-face interaction makes it easier for managers to disengage and exclude employees. Without daily oversight, workers can easily fade into the background. But here's the twist. Not all instances of quiet firing stem from ill intentions. Some managers simply lack the training or confidence to address performance issues directly. Many leaders struggle with initiating tough conversations, Mercedes notes. Instead of confronting problems head-on, they let employees drift away. Don't panic, but don't stay silent either. Self-advocacy is crucial, says Iwazian. Start by having an open conversation with your manager. Clarify expectations, redefine your goals, and ensure you're both aligned on what success looks like. Don't retreat, advises Brandon Dawson, chairman and co-founder of 10X Health System, https://healthsystem.com. Lean in and take control of the narrative. At the same time, safeguard yourself. Keep meticulous records of emails, role changes, and feedback requests. Store everything on your personal computer in case you need evidence later. And remember, quiet firing isn't always illegal, but it can cross the line if it involves discrimination or retaliation. Final thoughts. It's not about you. Contrary to popular belief, quiet firing usually reflects poorly on leadership, not the employee. It highlights systemic issues within the organization, such as toxic culture or poor management. Walker concludes, unfortunately, there's still much we don't know about this trend. With more awareness and shared experiences, researchers may begin exploring solutions. Until then, staying vigilant and proactive is your best defense. What are your thoughts on quiet firing? Have you encountered it in your career? Share your story in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.